Hello everyone. Today I wanted to take a quick look at the Australian Auditor General's investigation into the procurement practices of Passport Australia between 2019 and 2023. While I generally do more deep dives, this is a more high-level overview. If this still feels like a deep dive, please appreciate how much more damning examples were left in the report that I don't talk about here. It's pretty spectacular. In short, the report is quite damning. According to the findings, the Passport Office, quote, did not comply with the Commonwealth procurement rules and DFAT's procurement policies and did not demonstrate value for money. In government procurement, the goal is usually to take an open market approach when feasible, promoting competition to get the best value. Sometimes, for smaller contracts or tight deadlines, going straight to a few suppliers might make sense. However, between 2019 and 2023, Passport Australia didn't use the open market for a single contract. Even when Passport Australia approached multiple suppliers, the process wasn't genuinely competitive. Of the 73 contracts reviewed, 71% had no competitive process, meaning the department had already picked who they were going with. Obviously a little bit problematic. Even the pretense of doing things value for money was limited, with only 53% of approved records even mentioning value for money. Not necessarily that value was achieved, just mentioned. Achieving value for money, by the way, is a core rule in the procurement rules. The Australian auditors found that DFAT did not appropriately plan a procurement strategy for the Passport Office. While DFAT did contract out to develop such a strategy, it was ironically never completed. Only 15% of the approaches to market met the minimum planning requirements. This is in a context of $500 million in contracts spent over the years reviewed. Other little fun facts include, in 14% of contracts tested, evaluation criteria were included in the request documents, but they're not consistently used to assess the submissions. In 23 out of 73 contracts examined, there was a declared conflict of interest with key decision makers. But the auditors then found another 16 instances of undeclared conflicts, raising that from 32% of contracts to 53% with conflict of interests. In 2022 to 2023, there was a practice of approving financial commitment on the understanding the Department of Finance would later agree to additional funding. This, perhaps unsurprisingly, was not quote-unquote sound financial management. Regarding contract changes, advice was often, quote, not sound or timely. Even when an original contract had a cost estimate a little bit more than half the time, the final price was over double that cost estimate. From an ethical perspective, the report found significant issues. Misconduct involving both current and former DFAT officials and contractors was identified, with quote-unquote clear cultural issues leading to at least 18 referrals for investigation. There were multiple examples of officials approving a contract where their spouse was listed as personnel to deliver the services, as well as multiple examples of misuse of funds by the Passport Office. That's a high-level summary of what was found. I hope you all enjoyed it and appreciate, the importance of this sort of auditing work to prevent this sort of behavior from continuing.